Okay, good morning everyone. So let us start. So today we are going to start with the very first topic, that is your MAC address. So when I talk about MAC address, that stands for your media access control. So this is nothing but a unique address that is assigned to your computers, and this address is assigned by network interface card. This address is already assigned to your network interface cards in your computers. So it is a 48-bit or 64-bit address that is connected, or you can say it is associated with your network adapter. When you see MAC address, it is usually in a form of an hexadecimal format. At times, MAC address is also called as hardware address because it is the hardware address of your computer, and with that address you come to know your computer. So that is your hardware address. Another thing which we can talk about MAC address, like it actually helps you to know your computers. So whenever you want to know the MAC address of your computer, then you can use the command that is ipconfig all, and then you will get the command, you will get the MAC address for computer. You can see over the screen I have marked the MAC address. In laptops, when you talk about MAC address, it is usually referred as burned in address because the our MAC addresses in our laptops are burned with the Ethernet chips, so they are called as burned in addresses. So just like your IP addresses are associated with TCP IP and they uniquely identify the host or machine over the internet, similarly our MAC addresses are linked to our hardware of your network adapters that actually tells the physical address of our computers, which is a unique number. So when I talk about MAC address, another thing which you have to take into the consideration, that this is something which is physical addresses. Okay, so you cannot change them. Once it is there for it or forever, because this is done by your network. It is there into your network interface card. Okay, so next, which we are going to see a quick comparison between your MAC address and between your IP address. Okay, so just write it down: MAC address versus IP address. So your first distinguishing characteristics is full form. So when I talk about full form, MAC address stands for media access control and IP stands for internet protocol address. Next characteristic, purpose. So for MAC address, it will be, it identifies the physical address of a computer on the internet. It identifies the physical address of a computer on the internet. So purpose of IP is, it identifies connection of computers or host on the internet. It identifies connection of a computer or host on the internet. Next, bits. MAC address are 48 bits, hexadecimal addresses. MAC are 48 bits, hexadecimal addresses. When we talk about IP, it is categorized into two. It is categorized into two. First is IPv4. That is 32-bit address. And second is IPv6, which is 28-bit address. I'll repeat again. IP addresses are divided into two. First, IPv4, that is 32-bit address. and IPv6, that is 128-bit address. Fourth, address. Fourth characteristic is address. MAC address are assigned by manufacturer of NIC card. MAC address is assigned by manufacturer of NIC card. NIC stands for Network Interface Cards. I will repeat again. MAC address is assigned by the manufacturer of NIC card. IP address is assigned. IP address is assigned by network administrators or internet service provider. IP address is assigned by network administrator or internet service provider. Last characteristic, retrieve address. Last characteristic, retrieve address. ARP protocol is used. ARP protocol is used for retrieving MAC address of a device. ARP protocol is used for retrieving MAC address of a device. ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol. ARP protocol is used for retrieving MAC address of a device. For IP, RARP protocol is used for retrieving IP address of a device. RARP protocol is used for retrieving IP address of a device. RARP stands for Reverse Address Resolution Protocol. So let us take a quick recap. First, full form. MAC stands for Media Access Control. IP stands for Internet Protocol Address. Next, purpose. MAC identifies the physical address of a computer on the internet. IP identifies connection of a computer or your host on the internet. Third, bits. MAC is 48 bits hexadecimal address. IP addresses are divided into two. First is your IPv4, which is 32-bit address. And then we have IPv6, which is 128-bit address. Next characteristic is address. MAC address is assigned by the manufacturers of the NIC card. IP addresses are assigned by network administrators or your internet service providers. Last comparison of characteristic, retrieve address. So ARP protocol is used for retrieving MAC address of a device. ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol. RARP protocol is used for retrieving your IP address of a device. That is nothing but your Reverse Address Resolution Protocol. So in short, we can conclude that when I talk about MAC address, that is nothing but a unique identifier that is assigned to a network interface card or network interface controller. It is a 64-bit address and which is associated with a network adapter. MAC addresses are also called as hardware address or burn-in address. Why they are called as burned-in addresses? Because in laptop, when we talk about MAC address, they are burned into the Ethernet chips. So that example which I have given here is from the laptop only. So that is why they are called as your burned-in addresses. Okay. So every NIC has a hardware address, which is all called as your MAC address. That is nothing but your media access control. Let's move to the next. Next is your TCP and UDP ports. So when I talk about ports in like computer networking, a port is nothing but a communication endpoint. So whenever you want to communicate, you need some port, because the port number are only the medium through which you can do the communication. Okay. So when I talk about ports, there are two ports. There is TCP port and UDP port. So as we all know, TCP port is something which is has connection oriented protocols running over the TCP IP protocol suite, which we have already seen. So when I talk about TCP ports, there is nothing but they are the connection oriented protocols that requires your network endpoints should establish a connection or channel before they start with the transmission. Whereas when I talk about UDP, it is a connectionless protocol. It runs on the top of IP, that is your UDP IP. So when I talk about connectionless, it means that host can send a message to another host without establishing a connection with the receiver. So that it means your connectionless protocol. So the host simply does what? It just put a message, or you can say package, into your network with the destination address, and it hopes that the message will reach the receiver. In addition to this, the transmission or the receipt of your UDP packet doesn't generate it, or it doesn't cares of it. So there will be no any further communication in case of your UDP. So there are few TCP UDP ports. So there are protocols which are running on the TCP and TCP IP protocol suite and UDP IP protocol suite. So when I talk about TCP IP protocol suite, you can see that there is an FTP protocol which is run, and the port number is 2021. We have SSH, that is your working on the port 22, telnet port 23, SMTP port 25, DNS port 53, HTTP port 80, POP3, this is for your mail, port number 110, NTP, that is 124, 123, sorry, IMP4, that is your IMAP4, that is works on the port number 143, HTTPS works on the port number 443. So when I talk about TCP ports, these are the port numbers where this particular protocols are running. Kindly always note, all the protocols which are running on the TCP is your connection oriented protocols. So whatever transmission you do with the help of these protocols, you will get result, you will get acknowledgement of every packet being sent with the help of TCP IP protocol suite. In contrast to this, we have UDP ports, that is works on your UDP IP, and the protocols which are running here is your DNS, which works on the port number 53. You have port TP, that or nothing but DHCP, which works on the port number 67, TFT, which works on the port number 69, and SMMP, which works on the port number 161. So in exam, when you get this question, you have to first write what do you mean by TCP, what do you mean by UDP, and then you have to make this diagram which says that over TCP, which ports are running and what are the port numbers. Similarly, in UDP, which protocols are running and what are their port numbers. Okay, so that is your TCP and UDP protocol. Next is your application layer protocols. In networking, when we talk about protocol, it is nothing but a set of rules for communication between your computers. So every computer which is communicating need to have some set of agreed, you can say, rules that they have to follow. So when I talk about rules, it consists of how to start the connection or communication, what format will be the message of that particular communication, how you're going to communicate, It will also determine that what inputs are to be considered and what output has to be transmitted. So it also specify how the messages are sent and how they are going to be authenticated. If there is any errors into the transmission, then how that errors has to be handled. So all this is done by whom? Your protocols, because your protocols are designed, this has set of rules and regulations, okay, which you have, which all the devices which are communicating over those protocols have to follow them. So when I talk about application layer, it is also one of the protocol which is working. So when I talk about application, it is the layer where you mostly interact or where all your applications are placed. So in IoT, when you talk about IoT projects, so most of the work will be done over your application layer protocols, okay, because most of the application we are going to use will be there on this protocol, okay, or it will be there on this particular layer, you can say. So application layer is nothing but an abstraction layer that does what? It specifies your shared communication protocols, and it has some interface methods which are used by your computers in your communication network. So in short, we can say that application layer is nothing but the abstraction of your standard models of computer networking. That is nothing but your internet protocol suite TCP IP. Let us go with that one point. Just meta. So you can see that when I talk about application layer of TCP IP, what are the protocols which are running over this application layer? Is your HTTP, is your FTP, Telnet, SMTP and DNS. So whenever I talk about application layer protocols, this is the protocol where will we have most of the interaction. There will be many protocols or many applications running over this layer, and this will actually help you to communicate, which will help you to share your communication across the different host, or you can say your different machines in your computer networks. Okay, so that is nothing but a part of your TCP IP protocol suite application layer. Next, let us move to the topic that is HTTP and HTTPS. So when I talk about HTTP and HTTPS, this is something you must have always seen in the address bar of the browser. Either you will see HTTP or either you will see HTTPS. So when do we see this? When we are browsing any website or we are typing any web address. So in that case, the very first thing which comes is your HTTP and HTTPS. So what it is? Basically, when I talk about this, these are the protocols which are using the information of particular website, and then they are exchanging this information with the web servers or web servers. So what is the difference between the two? There is HTTP and HTTPS. So you will say there is just a difference of S, which I have highlighted there. So that S makes a big difference, because when I talk about that S which is present in HTTP is referred as secure. Okay, so whenever you are browsing any website, the very first thing you should see whether it is HTTP or whether it is HTTPS. So everybody knows HTTP is your hypertext transfer protocol. The main task of this protocol is transferring your information, okay, from your web pages or web browsers. So whenever you are accessing the piece of code over the web page, first try to check out that whether that website is a secure one or not. So to check whether it is secure or not, you will see S at the end. If the S is present, means that it is secured one. If S is not present, that means it is not secured. Okay, so we always know that whenever you want to transmit your information, then we use which protocol? Your HTTP protocol, because it is a protocol which has been designed for transmission only. So HTTP does what? Something whenever you type like your web page or web address, so it first the information will be in your plain text, like anyone is typing anything over your web browser, so it is in the plain text. Later on it is converted into some, you can say, your encrypted form, okay, and it will be sent to your browsers for the information. Security is very much important, so always whenever you are browsing, you have to make sure that whenever you are clicking, whether it is a secured one or it is not the secured one. So this is the two, that is your HTTPA and HTTPS. So the difference between the two is, when I talk about HTTP, it uses your URL, that is just HTTP. When I talk about HTTPS, it has S into the URL, where S represents that it is secure. When I talk about HTTP, it uses your port number 80 for communication. HTTPS use port number 443. HTTP is not considered secured, whereas HTTPS is considered secure. Your HTTP works at application layer and HTTPS works at your transport layer. Okay, because it has to provide some security, so there will be some sort of encryption there. In HTTP, encryption is absent because there is nothing called as something encryption here. But in HTTPS, the encryption is there, it is present. HTTP doesn't require any certificates, but your HTTPS require SSL certificates, that is secure socket layer. So that is your HTTP and HTTPS. So whenever you are accessing any piece of code over this web, you have to first check its security. And the security over the web can be checked with the help of the protocols, that is HTTPS. So when there is S, you can understand that it is a secured web page, or secured information is being sent end to end. The data which will be taken from you will be encrypted into other form when it is sending to the server in HTTPS. But when I talk about in HTTP, the data will not be encrypted, it will go in the plain text. As you give it the same in the plain text, your information will be stored into your server. So that is why we have to always take care that whatever we are transmitting the information over the web page, first check whether it is a secure transfer of your information or it is in unsecure transfer of your information. Because in HTTPS we use many protocols, we use many encrypting techniques which helps you to encrypt your information which is sent to the server. In HTTP it is just a simple plain text which is received or which is being saved in your server. So whenever any information or like your sensitive information, your password is something which is saved in the plain text, anybody can have access to it, and later on you can think that it is, and at the end of the day you can think that somebody can have an access to your data. So that is possible with your HTTP. Okay, so we'll just take a quick recap whatever we have done today. So very first thing what we have done today was your MAC address. So when I talk about MAC address, it is nothing but it stands for media access control. It identifies your physical address of your computer over the internet. It is a 48-bit address and it is always in a hexadecimal form. They are also called as hardware address and they are also called as burned in address. Whenever the MAC addresses are of your computers or your laptops, so they are called as your burned in address because you can say the addresses are burned into your Ethernet chips. The main purpose of MAC address is what? It task is to identify the physical address of your computer. It is assigned by the manufacturer of NIC, that is nothing but your network interface card. So whenever you want to retrieve your MAC address, you are going to use ARP protocol, that is your address resolution protocols. Next we had seen was TCP and UDP port. So when I talk about TCP and UDP port, a port is nothing but a communication when you talk about networking. So whenever you want to have a communication, there are communication is of two types: connection oriented communication and uh, connectionless protocols. Okay, so when I talk about connection oriented, the TCP is a one that comes up with your connection oriented protocols which are running on your TCP IP protocol suite. So what do you mean by connection oriented? Whenever you want to transmit any information, first you are going to develop a channel, you are going to develop a communication with the a receiver with whom you are going to send, sorry, with the whom you're going to send. So that communication channel has to be transmitted in the case of your TCP. In the case of UDP, it is a connectionless protocol. So the no communication has to be established with your receivers. Okay. So in UDP, it just simply puts the message on the network and that message will be arrived. There is no acknowledgement, there is no sequence number, there is nothing as a part of guaranteed of the packets. So the protocols which are using over your TCP and UDP are, when I talk about TCP protocols, They are your FTP protocols, they are your SSH protocols, Telnet protocols, DNS, HTTP, NTP, HTTPS, all the protocols are there along with their port numbers. Okay, so port with this port numbers, you can make this protocol run. And when I talk about connection oriented protocol, the TCP always guarantees the connection oriented protocols. Next is your UDP ports. So UDP by default are connectionless protocols. So all the protocols which are running over here will not provide you any kind of acknowledgement. So the protocols which are used are your DNS, which has port number 53, DHCP, which has port number 67, TFT, which has port number 69, SMP, which has port number 161. Next is your application layer protocols. So application layer protocols is nothing but what are the applications which are running over the protocol. As we have already seen, the applications in the TCP/IP protocol which are running is your FTP, it is SMTP, it is your DNS, and all these protocols are running. So basically, when I talk about application layer protocols, it is nothing but an abstraction layer that helps you to share your protocols and have communication methods with the different machines or hosts in your communication network. So protocols is nothing but a set of rules or regulations which are need to be followed by all the computers or the host which want to communicate with each other. So this is a standard rules and regulation which has to be followed by all the protocols which want to transmit or communicate with each other. Next is your HTTP and HTTPS. So whenever you are browsing any information, the very first thing which comes is your HTTP and HTTPS. So HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. The main task of this protocol is to transfer your information. Which information it is transferring? Whatever information you are putting into the website, that information is sent to the web servers. Okay, so that transmission or exchange of information takes place between you and the web servers. So whenever you are using an HTTP, in that case, all the information as you send is in the plain text and it is sent to the web servers. So there is no security, there is no encryption. When you use HTTPS, all the information which you send is encrypted and sent to the web servers. So that is why that is a difference between your HTTP and HTTPS. So when I talk about HTTP, the URL will always have HTTP. Whenever I talk about HTTPS, the URL will start with S into it. That S is nothing but a secure. HTTP uses your port number 80 for communication. HTTPS use port number 443 for communication. HTTP is not considered secure because it takes the information in the plain text, and as it takes the information in the plain text, the same information is sent it to the web servers for communication. So nothing is being encrypted. As it is received, it is forwarded. Wherein if you talk about HTTPS, it decrypts your information. It makes sure that all the sensitive information which comes is encrypted and it is sent to your particular web page, or you can say your web servers. HTTP is secure. No, it is not secure because it just takes the same plain text and forward it. HTTPS is secure because of that S word. Encryption is not present in HTTP. Encryption is present in your HTTPS. HTTP doesn't generate any certificate. HTTPS generates certificate. At times, whenever you are trying to establish any connection, you get a dialog box which says that do you want to develop a connection? See the SSL. So whenever your websites which are secured ones, they will always generate a SSL certificate. That is nothing but a secure socket layer which makes sure there is a secure connection between the sender and the receiver, and the information which is being transmitted between them is secured. So that's it for the day. Thank you everyone.